Alrighty, well, many people have been asking me how to get the special tildes or accent signs on the different letters for Spanish, and so I decided to make this little video. So basically what you need to do may be different on your computer. I have here Windows 7, so it's a little bit different, but basically the same. We need to find the control panel, and once you find the control panel, we go in there, and in the control panel we need to find regional settings or language settings. Sometimes it says something about keyboards, so we'll just go in here to the main menu, and here's region and language, and then has the different types of keyboards that we might be using. Now once we get into this option, you'll notice this dialog box here, or window, is very similar in all the different kinds of windows. We have the different types of keyboards and the different languages that might be used on this keyboard. So first you have to make sure that you have the right kind of keyboard on your system. You probably do. Otherwise it would be doing funny things. And then we go in and do the different settings for the language. You notice I am here in Honduras, so I have a Spanish setting for all my dates and everything, and then separate from that there's a keyboard language. So that's a separate setting. I don't want you to get those confused. So what you need to do is change the keyboards that you have. You already have an English keyboard, quite probably. So you just need to make sure that that keyboard is set like mine as a US International. Now you could also, notice I have here, add a Spanish keyboard, but that might be a little confusing because the Spanish keyboard doesn't always type the keys that you have on yours. If your keyboard is an English keyboard, and you can tell because if you don't have the ñ on there, which is the N with the little squiggly on the top, then if you don't have that key, then you have probably a US keyboard, English, in which case I would recommend just adding the United States International setting. How do we do that? Well, you have your keyboard. You probably won't have this Spanish one here. You'll probably just have one that says English on your language setting for your keyboard. And so we just hit add, and we look for our Spanish language. Might be a little different. Instead of a checkbox, you just have to select the language in, for example, Windows XP, and install. And so I have, for example, let's go into English because that's what we're adding today. I have English setting. Here's regular English US. Okay, so now I have both. So this is the one that's normally already on your machine. This is the one you need to add. And I use that one a lot, so I have it as my default. But you could have US as your default and go with it. Let's go ahead and look for Word. And here on Word, we just need to go ahead and type something. If you have your regular English keyboard, oops, then you have N's and everything normal, and then the apostrophe is just an apostrophe. But then when I go down here and I say, you know what, switch it over, I need the United States International. Now once I'm in United States International, apostrophe A actually gives me that, or the N I could use, there's there's two different Alt buttons, and if you use the right Alt button with the N, that will give you the ñ, right? Or the alt. Notice it's the right alt, by the way, plus any vowel also will give you the tilde or accent sign that you need. There are also other words in Spanish, like for example the stork is called a cigüeña, and that if you want to write cigüeña and want to type that in, you'll probably use if you want to type cigüeña in, you can use the quotation marks. Notice nothing came on because it's wondering if I'm going to use the quotation marks or not. If I give it a space bar, then there they are, the quotation marks. I'll do it again, shift and quotation marks, space bar gives me the quotation marks. So this Spanish international, I should say, international setting waits to see what I'm going to do with the quotation marks. If I press the U next, it realizes, oh, he doesn't want quotation marks. He just wants the two dots on the top there, which in some languages it's actually used on other vowels as well. But in Spanish we just need it for the U, and that gives us the cigüeña sound, and so now we can actually type that word. Without this setting we wouldn't be able to. So there you go. Once again, going over it real quickly, to have your keyboard setting, US would be your normal, which you already have. US International is the one that we use for these settings. Alt, or I should say the right Alt, plus the N gives us the ñ, and the right Alt with the vowels, you know, gives us the tilde or accent mark. And same thing with just hitting quotation marks, like just the apostrophe. Once I hit it, the key, nothing happens because it's waiting to see if I hit the space bar. If I just hit the space bar, which in that case it would just give me an apostrophe, or apostrophe E, it waits for the vowel to see if I hit the vowel, apostrophe A, or you can just use the right Alt with the vowels. And remember, to get to that setting you need to go into the control panel, look for some kind of regional setting, and go into the keyboards, and then you get this little window which lets you add different languages on there. I have a Spanish keyboard as well, which I use sometimes, but mostly I use my US keyboard, and I have an international setting on there so I can throw on the tildes and the ñes and all that. Okay, well, I hope that helps you out so you can have your international settings and use different symbols that we don't normally use in English. And if you need anything else, just send me an email. Let me know. I'm here to help. Thanks for watching. I'm Steve with CompuGenios. You can find us at www.compugenios.com. We'll see you. Bye.